Hi, this is Catherine from Massive Online Action, and I really want to speak to you today if you're involved with Melaleuca, the wellness company. And I want to speak to you about how you promote your business and maybe a way that we can make things a little bit better for you. So I can completely understand why you're into Melaleuca. They look like fantastic products and they are good for the environment. So that's a double whammy, everybody wins. So at the moment you'll be drawing people to Melaleuca because you're passionate about it and you want them to be passionate about it too, and you believe in what you're selling. That's absolutely great. However, my question is, are you selling Melaleuca or are you building a business? If the answer is not building a business, let me help you. The reason that you're not building a business if you're simply selling Melaleuca is you're directing people to Melaleuca, they're buying Melaleuca, and they're not seeing you as their point of contact. The brand that they are associated with is Melaleuca, not you as an individual. And this is the point. What I want to teach you how to do is brand yourself. And it's very, very simple to brand yourself, and I'll come back to that. Why do you want to brand yourself? Because you want clients who buy you, who buy what you tell them to do, who trust you. They're not going to trust you if basically what they're actually doing is trusting Melaleuca. I don't know, you trust Melaleuca and therefore, you know, it's great. So what we can do is have a win-win situation. You can still send them to Melaleuca, but send them via something called a capture page. Now, what does a capture page do? It captures information about that person so that you can have a relationship with them, Melaleuca aside. So, let's have a little look at what I'm talking about. Now, the system that I use for this, I've done, my partner and I have done quite a lot of playing around with. We've made some mistakes in that we've used other systems until we finally got to this one, which is Power Lead system. The other advantage to this is that if somebody signs up to Power Lead system, they also pay you a very small amount of money to get in to that. They're on your list, and it's great for them because it's a really good system. So everybody wins, and then you're in a position where you and the system will then try and get them to get involved with Melaleuca as well. So let me show you. I'm going to show you how easy it is on the Power Lead system to promote Melaleuca. How easy it is to put something together which will really, really work for you. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't normally get involved with this side of things. This is my partner. He does the Power Lead system videos and landing pages normally, and that's why this is really important. I am not some whiz on the computer. This is the third time that I have created a landing page on this system, honestly. And I'm going to show you how easy this is to do and how you can have this up and running within like 5 minutes. Like I said, my side of the business is slightly different. I do a lot of videos, but I don't tend to do these normally. You might find a few now because I'm trying to practice, you know, doing these. But this is, as I say, this is like the third time I've done this. So we're in the Power Lead system. We're in Create Web Pages, which is a drop down. I'll show you because I had to ask where this was first time I did this. Under Web Pages, and you go into, oops, sorry, see, I told you I'm Create Web Pages. So you see, right, okay. Now, what we want to do to make life really simple for ourselves is we want to create a web page using a custom template. So let's do that. So use a custom template. Now, we want to use an opt-in form because what do we want people to do? We want to opt in to our list. So that's a survey. They call it a survey. I think things are a little different in the States. You may be used to it being known as a survey if you are there. Now, of all of these templates, I've tried a couple of different ones when I've been playing around, like the last couple of times I've done it. And actually, I keep coming back to this one because it's quite good. Not so sure I like the background. You can always play around with this and put your own background in. But for the purposes of just showing you the simplicity of this, this is what we are going to go for. Now, Melaleuca, I love the fact it's so environmentally friendly. So I'm going to go for, down here, this one, which has got a nice green background. So we're going to choose that. Okay, Now, you can see titles for this page. Actually, I would recommend, having played around with this, change this on the second page. Right, so you just decide what you want on this lead capture page. It's going to capture information on your potential clients so that you can market to them, so that you can speak to them, so you can have a relationship with them, because that's what marketing is. It's relationship building. The value is not in your list. The value is in the relationship that you have with your list. And I would thoroughly encourage you to get on my list. I'm very lucky and I have great relationships with my list. Right, okay guys. Right, so skip step 1 for now. Right, pick the fields on your survey. Show the survey. Now, you can actually customize this depending on what you want. So, do you just want an email relationship? Because if you do, just go for email and maybe a cell phone number so you've got that. Or do you want more information? Now, if you have too much information, people are not going to sign up. Let's just call this survey field blah, just for the sake of argument. Okay, because this is just a practice, really. So new survey field added. So we just go back. Okay, so now you can see this comes up here, and it lets you pick and choose what you want to have in there. So you can see first name, mandatory, email address, mandatory. Everything else is optional. You can display it, but it isn't mandatory, so you don't have to put it in. Now, this is quite important, because if someone doesn't want to give their cell phone number, you still want their email address, right? However, I'm going to put cell phone, and I am going to put, let's say, that's fine. That's enough. That's enough information. What they don't have on here, which I don't know if you can put in there, and I'll have to look into his Skype address, because that's actually really helpful, especially if you're dealing with someone in another country. So that's that, and that will now remember that for us, hopefully. So which autoresponder? If you don't know what an autoresponder is, I'll quickly explain. It's a series of emails which automatically will get sent out to people who sign up to your list. That's essential. You need automation. It works without you. It works when you're sleeping. It earns you money when you're sleeping. If you have to actively be speaking to your prospects to get them to do anything, you don't have a business. It's dependent on you. A business is something you can effectively walk away from, take a holiday from, and still make money from. So for the sake of this, because this is a practice, I'm putting do not send an autoresponder campaign. However, you can see there are literally, lots and lots of those. I'm sure you saw those pop up there, to do with lots of different businesses, actually. So, step 4, select a domain. That is, if you had a link that you wanted people to go to. So, for example, you can see that you can actually do a new one down here. So, http myleadslightning.com, because that's what the system's called. So, if you wanted to call it Melaleuca.myleadslightning.com, that will remember that, and that would be where that would go to. Step 5, when using the domain above, where do you want your prospects to go after they've put their details in? If you can have a default sales page, that's absolutely fine. If you are just simply sending clients directly to a default sales page without a landing page, you're losing it, because they're just signing up with Melaleuca, you don't get their details, and you may never hear from them again. Whereas, at least if you are getting their detail, you can then market them. But you do really want them to go to a sales page, unless you're going for the long game, in which case, and you have a website, you can send them to a blog post, you can send them to your own website. You really personalize things. The more you personalize, frankly, the better. Okay, step 6. Would you like to add bonuses? So sometimes, I'm not going to put that on here because it complicates matters for the purposes of this video, but you can offer ebooks, you can offer other bonuses for them referring other people. And I'm not going to offer bonuses. This next part is very, very important, search engine optimization. So your landing page can actually appear on Google. So this is how you want search engines to list your site. Now, I will be doing another video explaining how you actually work out what that should say to get it high up in Google using keywords. And again, best home businesses, Melaleuca, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to put any of that for now, but it's just to demonstrate it to you. That is another conversation in itself. Submit button text. For the sake of this, I'm going to put click here, but you could put something significantly more imaginative. There we go. Click here to get more information. That's fine. So save changes to this web page. So that's going to open up this web page now that we chose. And you can see this is how it will look. Absolutely lovely. Now, you can see none of the headline has changed. We need that to change. Very straightforward. So let's just put Melaleuca change things. Now, I don't know if that's how you would put it. We can make that nice and big. So let's put that size-wise. Let's make that larger. Let's go for a 14. Oops. Hang on a mo. As you can see, I'm not particularly... Okay. Let's try 14. Yeah. Let's go for different fonts. I quite like Comic Sans. That's quite nice, but we need the font bigger. Actually, I have to say, it does give you a real sense of power doing this. I am in no way a power freak. I also probably can't spell Melaleuca right. Melaleuca, gosh knows, I don't know. You tell me. And that's absolutely fine. And you can even change the colour of the text. So let's have it as a really nice dark green. That's absolutely fine. And also the subheading you can adjust and amend as well. So your subheading goes here. So how about the difference that makes the difference. Yes, there we go, right. Okay, so save changes, move on to the next step. Right, now, you get to put a video in. This is very, very exciting. I want to use a video from another website in this case. So let's save changes, move on to the next step. It very much leads you through. It's very, very clever. Right, I've taken the liberty of going and finding a Melaleuca video on YouTube that I quite like the look of. Now, this is it. Scott Hollander, Chief Marketing Officer for Melaleuca, talking about Melaleuca. It just sparks people's interest. Now, the problem with videos is normally you have to watch the video, then go to a link underneath the video, then you put your details in. It's all very long, whereas this, you can have the video playing while you're putting your details in. So what do we need? We need the embed code. So you right click, you click down, you click get embed code, then you go copy, and then you come back to admin. Oh, come on, admin. It's desperately trying to open Jing, which I don't want, if you know about Jing, but Jing's great. Okay, right, so you just paste that in there, like this. Now start my video automatically. I would say always do that, because you want that to happen, because you don't want to have to do that manually. Okay, so save changes, move on to the next step. Okay, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much it. So let's view your web page. Now, I'm on quite a slow internet connection here. There we are. So you can see, this is what people will see. So they can watch the video, they can hear the video, while putting their details in here. And then when they click to get more information, firstly, they will obviously go onto your list, and then they will get taken to whichever page you have suggested, which will be your sales page. You don't have to use this background. I think it's quite nice in this case. Suggests a lifestyle, but there were lots and lots to choose from. So I think it's quite nice if you can watch it through with the video when you choose a background to know that the colours work. So for this one, guys, I'm sure you'd agree the colours work really, really, really well. Name, email address, cell phone. They have to enter a code to prove they're not a robot, which is pretty important. You've also got privacy policy here as well. Now, you need to put your own in, obviously, but you just do it once, and that's done, basically. So I hope that you found that helpful and useful, and that you click on the link below and actually come to the Lead Lightning system, sign up for $7, and you will need to upgrade to use the system fully, but it's still not expensive. But for $7, you can actually still promote Lead Lightning, and you make like $6 a pop, so that's not bad. But frankly, that's not why I'm doing this video. That doesn't interest me. What interests me is how powerful this is, and how powerful that video right now on the screen is. Because if you're into Melaleuca, that would help you. What I would say though is be careful. This has got the Melaleuca.com thing at the bottom. You might not want that. You want to just be careful which one you put on there, because you really want them coming through your link here. Likelihood is people will. But just be a little